Hi friends, I'm Kitty and welcome to Little Wattle Nursery. I'm an adult doll collector that creates content that aims to encourage fun and positivity in our hobby. You are never too old for dolls and never too old for a hobby you love, so stick around and have some dolly fun. Happy Friday, friends! Thank you for joining me here today, everyone. This is my new Ashton Drake Galleries masterpiece doll that I did a box opening on earlier this week, and I have included a link to the video if you're interested in checking it out. Make sure you stick close to the channel because next week I'm going to do an outfit change on him and I'm going to reveal his name. For all our newbies here today, every Friday I run a fun theme in the adult doll community called Casual Fun Friday. I mix things up every week to keep things fresh, and today I am so excited to share with you what my doll collecting style is. Plus, I'm going to launch a fun 5-question tag for you to participate in. And make sure you stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to announce our next monthly theme day. So let's get started with launching my 5-question tag called #MyDollCollectingStyle. Now you can join in by placing your answers in the comments section below, or if you have your own channel, you can create your own video. If you create a video, please remember to tag my channel, either by my channel name or by the tag, which I'm going to place up onto the screen and down in the description box below, because I really would like to watch them. So make sure you tag me in. So I have 3 of my vintage Toodles dolls joining me for question number 1, which is, what types of dolls do you enjoy collecting? So I've been a doll collector for over 40 years and I come from a family of doll collectors. My mother collects dolls, I collect, and my teenager daughter Totty is also a collector of dolls. So from time to time you will actually see Totty helping me out here on the channel. Because I've been collecting dolls for over 4 decades, it's a long time, I know, over 40 years. My collection is varied and I have all kinds of different dolls in my collection, many of which I haven't even shared on my channel yet. So my first love is vintage manufactured dolls from America, like these Toodle dolls. I have a particular love for American vintage dolls from the 1950s to the 1970s. My favourite dolls from those eras are the Paddy Play Pal and obviously Toodles. I'm also a closet porcelain doll collector. Although many doll collectors think that porcelain is daggy and so 90s, I really love them and I often have to stop myself from buying them. I enjoy collecting dolls that are secondhand and I love the thrill of searching for them. Plus you can actually save a lot of money buying secondhand dolls, especially with reborn dolls. My preference is to collect genuine dolls that come with a COA, just like this one. This is little Sugar Plum that's joining me, and she is by Dianna Effner and she was made all the way back, you can see, in 1994. She was the first edition. So although I like to play with some of my dolls, I'm actually a really serious collector. As you can see, I've got a folder here where I record all the details. So I actually like to keep my dolls for a long time and I rarely sell them. And as I said, I've got quite a system to record and store all the appropriate paperwork for my dolls. One day in another video, I will share that with you. Now, I don't consider myself a doll snob because I have no problems with purchasing inexpensive dolls for under $20. Actually, less expensive dolls will often have many nice features about them that are just as fabulous as high-end dolls in my collection. And I collect all kinds of different dolls. As you can see here, I've got this beautiful vintage rag doll from the 1980s. She is the Mighty Star Country Cousins doll. And I've named her Pippa, and everyone would remember Pippa because she used to be the Casual Fun Friday mascot until YouTube decided to reclassify some of my videos to children's content because I was showing her. Let's see how this video goes, shall we? Anyway, as I've mentioned lots of times before on my channel, I have an annual budget and a capped amount that I won't spend over when I purchase a doll, and I'm always considering what the potential resale value is in the near future. So I have my Reborn Baby Charlotte Octavia here with me while I go through question number 2. Before I go through question number 2, let me show you the sweet little outfit I'm going to dress her in. It's so adorable. You probably remember this from her box opening. So there's this gorgeous little onesie, short sleeve because we're in summer here in Australia. There's this cute little ballerina mouse on the front, and it says ballet with a heart, and the heart's in a floral design. It's got snaps down the bottom. Then there's this really sweet matching headband in that same floral design, and this cute little bib. So that's what I'm going to dress her into while I am going through the questions. And for those who are interested, she is the Peaches kit by Cassie Brace. She's a limited edition, so she's sold out, but she's number 1487 out of 1800. And she was reborn by my Reborn Nursery. So question 2 is going to be multiple choice, and it is, which best describes your doll collecting style? A, collecting dolls for art purposes, for example, appreciating the artwork. B, collecting different types of sculpts by the same sculptor, so you have a favourite sculptor. C, collecting a series of dolls so that you have the entire lot in your collection. So take, for example, it might be the entire, first series of Rainbow High or LOL dolls, etc. D, collecting dolls because their beauty appeals to you. E, collecting dolls that are within a certain budget. Or F, collecting dolls for their future value. So something that's it might have been quite expensive to buy to begin with. It might be a limited edition, and in the future it's going to hold its value. So that's what I mean by that. So I actually collect dolls for many different reasons, but the first thing that attracts me to a doll is their pretty face. So I guess that's option D. I'm also a bit of a history and art nerd, so I collect dolls for that reason too. I actually receive quite a lot of enjoyment researching the history of certain dolls and learning about the art of the dolls in my collection. About 4 years ago was when I started collecting these reborn dolls. So I would say probably in the last decade, I've become a lot more interested in the artwork of dolls in general. So I guess I'm a bit of option A as well, so that would apply. And although a lot of people find these reborn dolls to be sort of freaky or scary, there are a number of reasons why I find these dolls so attractive. First, I'm totally amazed by their hyperrealism. I really admire how reborn artists use traditional methods to make their dolls. For example, they're hand painted and they're assembled by hand, but they also use modern products and techniques to achieve just such incredible hyperrealism. If you look back through the history at how dolls were made and what they looked like, reborn dolls, I mean, really, they've achieved the ultimate in realism. Another factor that is very attractive about Reborn dolls is that every single doll is a one-of-a-kind art doll. They really are, because an artist, even though some dolls might be painted similarly, they're always a little bit different. Nothing is ever painted exactly the same. And so for that reason, it just feels really special to have one-of-a-kind art dolls in my collection. I really, really love it. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer to collect the authentic dolls. So that's one reason. The second reason is, as you know, I'm a long-term collector and resale value is a big thing to me. I'm constantly always looking at that. And I've made some pretty good guesses in the past about how things will come into fruition in a decade or two later. So I know that by investing in these dolls, there'll be some value to them in the future, because they come with COAs and they're actually made by a reborn artist, and obviously the sculpt has been made by a sculptor. And I think the idea of being able to order a custom doll, that is just such an incredible experience. Although, having said that, would you agree that custom work is becoming quite rare these days? Honestly, I don't see it offered by many artists in Australia. Many of them prefer the freedom to create their own dolls. So I think if you do have that opportunity to do a custom doll, that kind of makes it really special as well. Oh my goodness, look how precious little Charlotte looks in her outfit. Super, super cute. I love that little Mousie in her ballerina outfit. Oh, this is really so adorable. And look, this is just perfect for Casual Fun Friday. So this is Aubree, and she is the 25th Ashton Drake anniversary doll. And she's been sculpted by Waltraud Hanl. She's called Pretty in Pink. Isn't she beautiful? She's going to join me for question number 3, which is, how do you interact with your dolls? Do you dress your dolls, role play, or just display them? Or do you do a combination of all 3? So I'm definitely a combination of all 3. One thing I've noticed about my doll collecting style is that I don't tend to play with my vintage dolls as much as my reborn dolls. I much prefer to display my vintage dolls and dress and play with my reborn dolls and other realistic looking dolls. And I also don't play with my high-end dolls as much. They generally spend most of their time being displayed as well. Question number 4, do you hold on to your dolls for a long time, or do you regularly sell them and replace them? Well, because I'm mainly a vintage doll collector, I tend to hold onto my dolls for a long, long time, because it can take years to source certain dolls. And when you do, it's like winning the lotto, when you finally find that perfect doll that's been on your wish list forever. So they end up being a forever doll in the collection. They're like a unicorn doll, and that's what this doll is like to me. This is the mintiest doll in my collection. It is by Madame Alexander. Isn't she adorable? She has the most fiery red hair. Her name is Smarty, and she's got all the tags. It says precious, fully jointed little doll of plastic, adorable features, moving eyes with lashes. And she has, as I said, the most beautiful red hair. She's in a painting smock. She even has her original paintbrush and her original clothing, original socks and shoes. So she's probably, one of the mintiest dolls in my collection. And these are very hard to find. I was able to source this from a private collector who very kindly allowed me to purchase this doll from her. So yeah, she is super, super special. I I've named this little firecracker Ginger. My vintage dolls, in fact all my dolls, tend to start to develop a sort of personality of their own, and especially my red-headed vintage dolls. All of them are quite spunky and spicy, if you know what I mean. So it was about 4 years ago that I started dipping my toes into collecting reborn dolls. And seriously, coming from the vintage doll community, I was like shook. I was shocked at how quickly a lot of reborn collectors buy and sell their dolls, because it just doesn't happen like that in the vintage doll community. As I said, you tend to hold on to your dolls because they take so long to get. And now that I've been collecting for 4 years, I've sort of come to the realization that one of the main reasons why this happens is that, how do I delicately put this? There's a lot of dishonest, scammy type behaviour that goes on in the reborn industry and community. So I'm trying to put it a polite way, but really there are quite a lot of dishonest people in this industry and community who, when selling a reborn doll, they are guilty of using certain enhancements to their photos, or they will conceal certain issues or boo-boos with their reborn dolls that they are selling. And I honestly believe that this largely contributes to the quick turnover of dolls from collectors, because I think once they receive the doll, it's so disappointing that it doesn't look like the photos, the original photos that they were looking at, that they just can't form a bond or attachment to that doll and they want to offload it quickly. So I've got one of my rare popcorn Cabbage Patch vintage dolls with me here for the last question, which is question number 5. What type of dolls do you not have in your collection but one day aspire to have them in your collection? Well, that's easy. Definitely Blythe and BJD dolls, ball jointed dolls. I'd also like to have some more fashion type dolls in my collection as well, because I think playing with the fashions could be lots of fun. So I am super excited to find out from my viewers, what is your doll collecting style? Let me know what it is down in the comments section below, or as mentioned earlier, if you have a channel, create a video and tag me in it. So before we move on to our Casual Fun Friday photo gallery board, I wanted to show you this really sweet doll that I purchased from the Wrocław Christmas markets in Poland back in 2022. Like I said, I've got varied tastes in dolls. I don't just collect one type of doll. Oh look, you can see the price. That's Polish zloty, if you're interested in finding out how much it was for the doll. I haven't even pulled the price tag off. Isn't she just darling? She's totally handmade, including all the clothing and accessories. So another thing I want to do is, I'm now going to announce our next monthly theme day. And our monthly theme day is called Fancy Friday. And our monthly theme day is going to be scheduled for next Friday. So have a little hunt around in your dolly wardrobe and have fun dressing your dolls up in anything that you consider fancy. Now, please don't worry if you don't have anything fancy in your dolly wardrobe. Just dress your dolls up in their usual clothes and come and join in on all the fun, because that's what Fridays are all about at this channel. It's about being inclusive and everyone having fun. All right, let's move on to our Casual Fun Friday photo gallery board and our weekly shout outs on a roll. Welcome to the Casual Fun Friday photo gallery board. And a really big thank you to the following viewers who submitted their gorgeous photos for Casual Fun Friday. The outfits that you dressed your dollies in are amazing. Thank you so much. Remember everyone to keep sending your photos in. Welcome to the weekly shout-outs on a roll. Some of you are new and some of you have been a regular on this channel for many, many years, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your week to spend at our channel. We really, really appreciate it. Now, some of our viewers, they actually have their own dolly channels, and I've included links to their channels in the description box below. Make sure you head over there and show them some love and support. So I hope everyone had lots of fun today for Casual Fun Friday. I'm so excited to hear all about your doll collecting style. I just wanted to quickly show you another beautiful doll in my collection. This is Dianna, and she is a vintage My Child doll from the 1980s, and she was gifted to me by one of my dear dolly friends, Jules, from Jules Loves Doll channel. Just before we go, just to finish off my doll collecting style, look in here in this beautiful box that I have in my nursery. I've got my original Baby Alive dolls from the 1970s. I've even got this sweet little doll that's also vintage that used to hang in my mother's Mini in our car when I was about 2 or 3 years old. And also my little Matilda doll, which actually is the first little dolly that I purchased with my own money when I was 9 years old and made the decision that I was going to be a doll collector for the rest of my life. So here are just a few of my little childhood dollies. I've got some more, and hopefully at some stage I will show them to you on the channel. Have a beautiful weekend, dolly friends, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Guess what? We're going to Taylor Swift concert this weekend. Woo! We're taking Toddy. So hopefully I might upload some video footage of that next Friday. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Bye for now.